Hello, welcome to the 6th video of Jelly Plate for Dummies. Now, I know you are all very impatient to start the transfers of magazine pictures, photos, laser print, inkjets. I know, and we will do that one day, but I really think that's not the most creative thing in Jelly Plate printing. So that's why I'm going to build these lessons up with the basic material that everyone has. You just have to look around you to find really fun things to work with on the Jelly Plate. So here is my square Jelly Plate, and we are going to still work with the basic paint, the normal copy paper. Oh, I took a little bit of yellow, and I had a cup of tea. I put it to dry, and now we're going to work with this dried tea bag and this Belgian chocolate that I didn't eat yet, but let's try to do something with this. And let's try to combine also the several Jelly Plate for Dummy lessons until now. So I'm going to start by putting a thin layer, thin layer. Oh, this might be too much, but that's okay. I will take off what is if it's too much. So I will take my old book where I clean my brayer, and yes, this is too much. So I will roll my brayer on the paper next to me until I see that the layer is a little bit transparent. Okay, this is the good layer. Now I'm going to put on the tea bag like this. There you go. And then I'm going to put on a scrap paper. It's not the print that we want. The print that we want is the ghost print. So I'm really going to rub it with my fingers all around the tea bag and insist a little bit everywhere, also around the little string, the label, and of course this is not what we are going to keep, but what we will use is what's underneath here. Let's take it off. There we go, our little tea bag. Now, if this shade is bothering you, you can always take it away with a baby wipe. I'm not going to, because I like it. So, this is a very thin layer. It will dry immediately. What bothers me is this. I'm going to take a baby wipe to clean that. And if you seen the special edition of Jelly Plates for Dummies last week with the jeans, you notice that I've used the golden open acrylics because they dry not so fast. And I needed that because it was on my huge Jelly Plate. But for this, again, you don't need it. If you have golden acrylics, open acrylics, and you do it with that, you can take the print right away, but it's no use here because I'm going to build up the layers with different fun techniques. So what can I do next? Let's see what we have here. This one I'm going to eat, of course. And then this might be fun. So I'm going to put on this color. I like this color very much for the moment. There are moments when I like some colors and then I don't. It's periods of colors. So this is too much paint too, so I'm going to take some off with my brayer. This is a small brayer, but you can do it with a bigger too, and using half of the brayer. There we go. Here a little bit too much, and then up I go over a last time, and then I'm going to press this down so it will remember me that I have eaten this chocolate with my tea. Okay, let's do another one here. There you go. Clean up the edges a little bit. Okay, that looks good to me. I just don't like the square edges, so I'm going to take them away a little bit so it's more rounded, but that's whatever you prefer. There and here. Okay, I like that. Now the next step, what can we do? We can maybe use a stencil, and I prepared one here. Might use this and work around it, but I think this is more fun though. I think I will go on with this little thing, and with the same color or another color. This is a little bit lighter. It's about the same color, but just a tiny bit lighter. Okay, there we go. Go around. This is too much paint. There. There we go. Now, here, I'm going to put a whole round there. Another one. And here. And here. You can use this little thing over and over again, but when one side gets soaked with paint, you will have to find a little spot that is dry, but I will put that on the heating and I can reuse it. So what I don't like is this here. I'm going to take it away. There. Here's our little tea bag. And this looks a little bit wet, so I'm going to let this dry. Now this is dry, 10 minutes, it's really dry. And I still want to use my stencil now that I've chosen it for using today. Oh, my English isn't good today. I'm really sorry. I'm a little bit tired, I think. So, I would like a little bit of orange, but I don't want it to be too dark, because the orange will be the background. No. I'm really tired. So I'm going to add some white. And then I'm going to mix it on the little plate here. Now these rollers, I don't know what it is, but sometimes they get stuck. But I've found out what it is. You just have to open these a little bit and it's rolling again, because when it's really sliding and not rolling, it's really not a nice feeling. Now I'm going to put the stencil on underneath. The paint is dry, but I'm going to avoid my little tea bag though. I'm going to put it around. Through the stencil this time. As you have seen in the previous video, you can use stencils in a lot of ways. There we go. You always have to think what the last layer will be. So the orange will be in the back and the tea bag, and the turquoise will be on top. Taking this off. Okay, that's nice. And I'm going to let this dry again. This is dry. And what I would like is a yellow background. So I can do two things. I can print it on the yellow paper, and I can use gel medium to get the layers off, or I can use yellow paint. That's what I'm going to do. And then I will pull the print with white paper. You can do both, of course, too. You can use the yellow paper on the yellow paint on the yellow paper. So here I put a little bit more than a very tiny layer, because this layer needs to pull off all the others. So I'm going to spread it evenly. Don't worry about the layers underneath. You can work as long as you want to spread it out. Well, as long as you want. It cannot be dry, but I mean, the layers underneath will not be reactivated because it is acrylic paint. So that looks good to me. Putting my white paper on. And now give it a good rub. And as you all know, I am really curious. So I'm going to turn this around so I can see what we're going to have. If I take this off, we are even going to see it better. This will be the result, but well, this will really have to stay on for, as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3 layers that have to come off. Well, I would say, if you want to be sure, 10 minutes for 1 layer. So I will leave this on for half an hour. See you later. So while that one is drying, I took out my other jelly plate. It's always nice to have several, then you can leave one to dry and work with the other one without wasting any time. So after tea time we have coffee time. Well, normally I don't have a machine, and normally I drink instant coffee, but sometimes I like this filter coffee, and this will do nicely for a stamp too. I didn't try it before, but I'm sure it will work. And then I have this. This one I've tried before, and it looks so great. It's in fact the package of potatoes, a potato bag. You can see the potatoes behind this little net. And then I found this picture. No, I'm not going to transfer the picture. I'm going to print on top of the picture. So I'm going to create something that will go on top so that, you see, this fits about, yeah. And I want the effect that the lady is going to be behind bars, like in a prison. So let me think. The first layer that will be printed on, because I'm going to build up 2 layers, will be this one, because I want that one behind, and I want this one to be on top. So this one has to be on top, so I have to use this one first. I'm talking nonsense, but it's okay. You will see what I mean. I don't explain myself very well. That's why I'm filming it for you. So this will be the bars. I don't need the whole jelly plate to be full of paint. I'm going to put this on in the middle, yeah, this way. And then I'm going to take, again with my scrap paper, I'm going to take all the paint off. Now the paper bag will already take the paint off underneath it too. But what is interesting here is, of course, the little net. Okay, I'm not going to insist because I think I like this. Okay, now I'm going to clean. Here's, yeah, I can use this again, but not too much, because it looks a little bit like a window with bars. So this is okay. Now I'm going to introduce, when this layer is dry, I'm going to introduce my coffee filter. I'm taking this off. Yeah, this has to be completely dry first. This is dry. Now let's check how this will look once we've printed it. Well, it will be the other way around, but I will have an idea of what it's going to do. Okay, she will be in prison, and I will work around it with a pretty light color. I don't want to ruin the rest of the image. I would like that we see the person slightly behind. So I'm going to put the yellow paint around. Should have taken my smaller brayer. I had it laying around, but okay. And now I don't want this to be too present, so I'm going to take the paint away with my coffee filter. You see, potatoes and coffee is all you need to make a nice print. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Let this dry. Now this is dry. I can have a look if it matches nicely. Okay. And then there was one thing I was going to say. I am an art therapist in Belgium, and this kind of jelly prints make me think. And then I look at this person who is imprisoned in like her own mind, and these coffee filter textures make me think of what is going on in her mind, and how she's going to get out of this prison. So, well, I don't know, if ever you have questions about my videos, you can always email me. This is my email address. It's also at the end of the video, I think. Just pay attention, it's written in Dutch, not in English. And then this is my my full name that you can find. You can find my profile on Facebook, and don't hesitate to contact me if you have a problem with the videos, or if you just want to talk to someone, if you're feeling alone or sad or whatever. It can be good to tell someone that is not too close to you. So I want this on her, on this picture. So I'm going to, of course, put gel medium on, because if I would, for example, put white paint on, and then put the image on, the white paint will cover this lady, so that's not what we want. I'm going to take gel medium and roll it out. Make sure that your brayer is really clean when you put on gel medium, because otherwise you're going to smear the paint that was left on your brayer on your image, and that's not what we want here. So I'm not going to put the image on top of this. I'm going to put my jelly plate on top of the image. That's why I like to mount it on a little plate here. Okay, and then I can turn it around and give it a good rub. So this has nothing to do, it has nothing to do with an image transfer. So this has to be really clear. I will do image transfers in later videos, but this, I'm just using the image to print my jelly print on. Okay, so again we have the yellow layer and the black layer who has to come off with my gel medium, so we will let this rest for about 15 minutes, I think. In the meantime, my other print is dry, and let's take a look if my jelly plate is clean. Okay, it is, so I can pull the print. And if you have a lot of layers, sometimes I work like with 10 layers, then it sticks really hard to the plate. And here is my tea bag, my little tea bag with the chocolate thing and the stencil. You can still work around it if you wanna. I think I will work around this with a fine liner, a black fine liner, and maybe find, well, a word or a sentence to go with it. I will think about it. So I wanted to match a little bit, because I think the background is not in harmony with the tea bag. So since the tea bag is with thin black lines, I will go over the stencil forms with a black fine liner. Now this is looking better, isn't it? I just went around the little petals with a black fine liner. And now it's ready to glue in my art journal. If you don't want those wrinkles, you just have to take heavier paper. But I like this because it's not too thick to glue into an art journal. And in the meantime, this is dry, and I'm really curious to see what this is gonna look like. I can already see that the jelly plate is almost clean. There's a little bit more, so I should have waited a little bit longer, but well, it's not too bad. And I think I'm gonna like it. There we go. Okay. Our Lady behind bars. So this was my little video with what you find around you. In this case it was a tea bag, a coffee filter, this little thing, and my potato package. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you did, give me and subscribe to my channel if you didn't have already. See you in the next lesson. Bye.